Welcome back, friends. I'm Amanda. This is the Happy Homestead, and today we are cooking off the 4th week of the Every Bit Counts challenge. And I've got quite the things ahead of me for this week, but it is currently 7:50 at night. And so I'm just gonna quickly get something together for tonight and start on tomorrow's project. So I took out one of my gallon freezer bags of our frozen peaches last night, and I put them here in the crock pot, and they've literally been simmering for probably 24 hours now. I just added in lemon juice and some sugar, and this recipe is a peach butter, and this is on page 57. Of the complete book of home preserving. Guys, that was the dog, and he's playing fetch in the house. So I'm gonna get this blended up with the immersion blender. I've got my steam canner already on the stove, and we'll get this canned up. So peach butter is today, Monday's project for the challenge. Tomorrow, I am starting on that project right now, and that is dehydrated figs. So a friend of mine who is so sweet, Kelly, has a wonderfully productive fig tree in her front yard, and every year she lets me come over and pick some. And I mean, just look at how gorgeous these figs are. They're so pretty. So we've been fresh eating them all weekend. Thank you, Kelly, by the way. These are just such a wonderful treat. And now I'm gonna get 2 trays in the dehydrator so that we can enjoy these all winter long. And then whatever's left for fresh, we'll just leave it for this week. Good morning. It is Wednesday, August 24th. It's day 24 of the Every Bit Counts challenge. Whoop, whoop. We are almost at the end. Part of me wants to say I can't believe it. The other part of me is like, thank goodness, because it is challenging. I mean, granted, we're always preserving things and putting things up when the gardens are producing, but having to do it every day, and really not only do it every day, but doing something maybe a little different, a little more creative, right? Just kind of get out of the realm of just canning everything or just freezing everything or just dehydrating everything. I'm really trying to mix it up, not only for you, but for me too. Our freezers are full. So I'm trying to, like, you know, be logical with what I'm doing. Anyway, here we are, day 24. So I didn't film yesterday because I really had the dehydrator running all day. It took a good probably close to 36 hours to get these figs done. Let me show them to you. Look how good they look. I've just been kind of testing for their doneness, right? Making sure they are very hard, and they are. So we're gonna get these into our mason jar. Perfect. And now we have a ½ gallon of dried figs. So how beautiful is this, by the way? I think it's beautiful. So I'm gonna put this in my pantry, and every time I open that pantry door, I'm just gonna look at the beauty of it. But try not to forget to use them. So like I said, we use these for school snacks in the winter. Okay, let me preface this because this might be for you too, you know, for your children or your grandchildren or maybe your neighbor's children. I send them to school every day with their lunch and a snack. It used to be 2 snacks, now it's 1 snack. But I put more than one thing in the snack bag. And so these are just really great. I try not to buy all of the processed snacks. Now, occasionally we will do goldfish, or we will do granola bars from Costco, like organic granola bars. I'm not gonna say we're perfect. Nobody is, and I'm not trying to be, but I am trying to vary it up with homemade things. And I think I might do a video on that in the future. If that interests you, let me know. But these are really good school snacks. So this is primarily what they'll be used for. They are beautiful on charcuterie boards, especially for the holidays coming up this winter. They are so pretty, just to add it in to, you know, peppered in with the different charcuterie boards. So now we move on to today's project. And I remembered at 11 o'clock last night, I was in bed, I couldn't sleep. My mind is racing of everything I need to do. I'm sure you can relate on some level. And I was like, oh, I'm making baked beans tomorrow. I need to soak my beans. So I got up at 11 p.m., weighed out 3 pounds of pinto beans, and here they are soaking. So I got 3 pounds of beautiful organic pinto beans. Now we buy our beans from Azure Standard. And so I think I got this in my last order this past spring. And we are gonna make some beautiful canned baked beans today. This is a take on the recipe that is both from the National Center for Home Food Preservation, as well as, I think it's sbcanning.com. There's a few places where you can go get tested, safe recipes. And this is one of those recipes. Okay, it's been 13 hours that the beans have been soaking. I am going to drain them in a colander in the sink, rinse them, and then put some fresh water to get on the stove. One cup diced onion. 2 quarts tomato juice. I've got 1 quart that I canned last August. I'm gonna use that first. And then I've got a bottle here from the store, and I'm just gonna measure out 1 quart. And I need a bigger pot. Okay, back in business. I'm gonna heat and put all these flavors together in the Instant Pot. All right, so 1 cup diced onion, 2 quarts tomato juice, 1 quart tomato sauce. I did this back in January. Two cups brown sugar, lightly packed. It calls for a 1/2 cup of molasses. I don't own molasses, never really have, but I have maple syrup. So I'm gonna eyeball that. I'm gonna do a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, 2 teaspoons ground mustard, 1 teaspoon ground allspice, 1 teaspoon salt, black pepper, and a dash of Worcestershire. right, I had 15 pints that I ended up with. They are in the canner, so I had to double stack within my canner. They're gonna process for 75 minutes. They smelled really good. I didn't taste anything, right? Because the beans still have a little more cooking to do, which is what they'll do in the pressure canner, but they smelled really good. I'm so excited to have some baked beans in the house this winter that aren't purchased and have all the other stuff we don't need. So that does it for me today. I'll see you tomorrow. It's Thursday, August 25th, day 25 in the Every Bit Counts challenge, and my kitchen is a mess, like huge disaster. So last night I pulled out all of the frozen tomatoes that I had in our freezer. I had no intention on canning this up this summer. It's usually something I like to do in the winter. It just kind of helps warm the house up. It reminds me of summer and the fresh tomatoes that I harvested months prior. But our freezers really are a little overfull. So I wanted to get this done and just call it a day. So I had 7-gallon bags of frozen tomatoes, fresh from the garden. I have them all behind me and they've thawed pretty well all overnight. Now, if you remember, was it last week? My roaster died and I've already donated that. So that's gone. By the way, before anyone starts judging, I donated it with a note that says it needed to be rewired and it would work. So that way, it's not a total loss to someone else. So I am literally just thawing on the countertop. I'm gonna go through my food mill or my tomato mill again and then get it on the stove and kind of reduce it down as much as possible. I am not flavoring just like last time, right? I'm just doing tomato sauce, so then it's ubiquitous to use elsewhere in recipes throughout the year. I am hoping to get about 7 quarts today to can up. I do have some fresh tomatoes behind me still on the counter. I'm gonna throw in all the really ripe fresh tomatoes too and get these tomatoes done. Got all the tomatoes run through the mill. I even ran my pulp through 3 times. Last time I did it twice. I just wanted to see if there was a difference, and I did not really notice too much of a difference between the second and the third time, so good to know. My pot is almost full. It's like up to here, I think. So I have a lot of sauce, more than I thought I was gonna have, but I'm glad it's in that pot and not my huge one. I'm hoping I can up 7 quarts later today, but this is just going to come to a boil and then stay at probably on medium heat for a few hours until I can really get it down to a good consistency, and then I'll jar it up. Happy Friday! So, couple things to update you on. By the way, it is Friday, August 26th. We are really closing out the month of August with the Every Bit Counts challenge fairly soon. After this video posts, obviously there's going to be 5 more days, and so there'll be another video coming with what I do over the next 5 days. But couple of updates. Number 1, I have 7 quarts of tomato sauce canned. It's over there on the counter. It's beautiful. It's not obviously thick, but it's thicker than it started. It reduced by almost 1/3. So it reduced pretty much, and then I did it late last night. And the reason is because so many other things happened in the day, but the most impacting thing that happened is that I have a clog in my sink. Still, we're going on over 24 hours now where my sink is unusable. I mean, there's water runs, but I can't turn the water on because the pipe is out. So we have a plumber coming today. I hope he's here within the next 1.5 to 2 hours and get that fixed. So I have been trying to, you know, run our daily life without water right here. So we went out to eat last night because, you know, there's only so much mama can handle in one day. But I did get the tomatoes processed. The other update, I went to the garden today and I got some last of the tomatoes in the garden, some peppers, some tomatillos, and I was able to successfully feed and check on my bees. I'll have an update on that later on. I did not film it, but maybe I'll talk about it in another video. It went better. I got a new suit. I didn't get stung. I did use my smoker, as many people commented that I should, but the difference with the smoker is that I used different fuel to keep the smoke burning a little bit longer. Anyway, so those are the couple updates I have. It's Friday. I'm excited. The adrenaline's pumping. The weekend is here. But today, I'm going to get today's processing or preserving project done, and that is Salsa Verde. So I have some tomatillos that I already took the husk off of from, I think, last week's harvest. And then I have a handful more from this morning that I'm gonna add into this roasting pan. I'm gonna add in some jalapenos, some onions, some garlic, top it with just a tiny bit of olive oil, and get it roasting in the oven. And we are gonna can up some Salsa Verde this afternoon. Okay, so I put all the contents in here, some fresh cilantro that I miraculously had in the fridge. I added some salt, ground coriander, cumin, and lime juice. Guys, all is right in the world again. My kitchen sink is working. Hallelujah, the dirty dishes are in the dishwasher running, and now I can go about the rest of my day. The Salsa Verde, I have 4 pints, or 3, either 3 or 4 pints, in the steam canner now, and I have it canning for about 25 minutes. I think it's between 20 and 25 is the correct processing time. I just went for 25 to be safe. Then they'll sit overnight, and I'll put them away tomorrow. And we'll have some more Salsa Verde in our pantry. This is gonna almost wrap it up for the 4th week. And like I said, there'll be one more video for the next week. So thanks for joining us. Happy Friday. Stay happy, stay healthy. Bye-bye.